As Super Earth campaigns against the Terminids and Automatons rage on, a new enemy is just about ready to rear its ugly, and we mean ugly, head. If these new Helldivers 2 leaks are to be believed, it's only a matter of time. Literally.
Stop it now, I mean it.
They're coming to get you.
When Helldivers 2 fans are busy spreading democracy and exterminating bugs and bots across the galaxy, they're trying their hardest to predict the future of the game. Some players develop dark and elaborate theories that explain where the enemies of Super Earth came from and what they might be planning next, while others actively hack the game to reveal upcoming items, features, and events.
Hack the planet!
Hack the planet!
For quite some time, fans have been picking up hints that a new enemy is preparing to descend on the galaxy, the Illuminate. Aside from references to the aggressive alien race and some occasional blue lasers in the sky, players have been unable to get any real confirmation of the villain's return from Arrowhead Games Studios. Until recently. Now players have gotten a really good look at the enemy that awaits them, and Helldivers fans are getting nervous about what this means for the future of the game. Hackers have been doing their best to data mine Helldivers 2 for all it's worth, and they found a treasure trove of information about the game's most mysterious upcoming faction. A few low-resolution Illuminate character models leaked last month, but more and more keep popping up online. When the first low-resolution Illuminate images leaked, it was easier to believe that maybe the devs had started designing the enemies and then dumped the idea of bringing the Illuminate back. However, the latest round of leaks have finally revealed enough information that fans are starting to form solid ideas about what the Illuminate are up to, as well as how their forces might perform on the battlefield. And suffice it to say, these monstrosities might send some Helldivers running for the hills.
Okay there, boys, pack it in!
In the original Helldivers, the Illuminate were one of the game's main 3 enemy factions, and they were the only ones that came from a fully functional alien civilization. Their intelligence, technology, and tactical sophistication made them some of the most difficult enemies in the game. But they've disappeared by the events of Helldivers 2. You might not be able to find the Illuminate on the galactic map, but you can definitely find them in the Helldivers 2 game files. One Reddit user has been steadily releasing more and more peeks at the Illuminate characters and items that are hidden in Helldivers 2. Thanks to leaks like these, in the last week we've gotten to see an array of weaponry that looks even more strange and advanced than the tools the Illuminate were wielding in the previous game. From gauntlets to blasters to high-tech whips, it seems the faction has gone through some serious changes.
They have evolved considerably.
The most substantial recent leak, though, is an image of a so-called Illuminate guy, who probably has a much cooler name in his native tongue. The guy wields a staff that can apparently be used for both melee and ranged attacks, meaning that Illuminate soldiers might be the most versatile fighters in the game. After investigating the guy and the recent weapon leaks, fans are starting to piece together some better theories about the Illuminate. Illuminate theorists primarily fall into 2 camps. There are people who are more concerned with the narrative elements of the Illuminate, piecing together why the race disappeared and how they'll factor into the story moving forward. And then there are people who are already sizing the Illuminate up and preparing for battle. One Redditor, who is part of the first camp of theorizers, has a pretty good idea about how the Illuminate have changed. They wrote, "They found some eldritch monster to worship. They look significantly more dark and evil and squid-like than they used to." The introduction of more powerful and evil species backing the Illuminate could definitely expand the Helldivers universe in some exciting ways.
Hello, humans.
In the other camp, a swarm of Redditors are noting that the mix of ranged and melee combat options for the Illuminate guy point to the faction being much more strategic and more like the Helldivers themselves than any other enemy in the game. Some people believe that the arrival of the Illuminate will be announced with the destruction of a major planet, if some other recent leaks are to be believed. No matter what though, one thing is for sure. Whenever they finally arrive, they're almost certainly going to shake Super Earth to its core.